Hello everyone and Assalamu alaikum. This is Introduction to Psychology Part 2 by Dear Knowledge. Okay, so we are studying the chapter 2 in which we are learning about emotions, and since I told you that this is going to be very detailed and very lengthy topic, so that's why I divided this chapter into different parts so it will be easy for you to understand as well as digest the topic very easily. So let's have a quick recap on what we have covered so far. So in part 1, we learned about the defining emotions and components of emotions, in which we have learned about the definitions that were given by different well-known personalities in the field of psychology. And after that, we learn about the components of emotions, in which we learn about the behavioral components, physiological components, cognitive components, and etc. Different components of emotions. So these topics were covered in part 1 of the chapter 2. And in the part 2, we learn about the characteristics of emotions, in which we learned about different characteristics of emotions. And then in the part 3, we learn about the functions of emotions. And I already told you that this is in that part we learned about the functions of emotions, as well as we learn about the advantages of emotions, the benefits of emotions, and importance of emotions. And after that, we learned about the arousal of emotions, what factors are involved in the arousal of emotions and during the arousal of emotions. And after that, we covered the physiological correlates of emotions in part 5. Then in part 6, we learned about the physiological changes during your emotion. In part 7, we'll learn about the facial expressions, in which we have covered the facial feedback hypothesis. So if you have missed any of the previous lecture, all the links are given in the description section. You can also visit the playlist section. You can also visit the video section of our YouTube channel, where all the previous lectures, all the previous parts and videos are available. Go ahead, click on those videos and links and watch those videos. So in this video, we will learn about the management and control of emotions. So let's start. This is going to be chapter 2, part 8, management and control of emotions. So let's start with management and control of emotions. Now, emotion is so powerful force, so all involving so strongly motivation, that it cannot be given a free rein. Every person shapes and modifies all aspects of his ordinary behavior to suit the world he lives in and the kind of person he wants to be. He exercises control over his eating, his sleeping, his way of relaxing, his way of having fun, his thinking, his wants, his manners, etc. Even emotions need to be managed and controlled. People vary not only in their presence or in their patterns of emotional experience, but also in their patterns of expression and control. Some are effusive and demonstrative, while others hide their feeling, and sometimes only admirable emotions are expressed, while disapproved ones are concealed. In normal emotional reactions, stimulus and response are proportionate. So in normal emotional reaction, stimulus and response are proportionate in intensity, and an imbalance in other direction, a strong stimulus evoking a negligible, or a negligible stimulus evoking an intense response, indicates some degree of um, emotional maladjustment. So clearly, not every emotionally competent person will have exactly the same pattern of expression and control, uh, but we will discuss some of the important characteristics that are associated with competence in emotional expressions and control. So let's start with the characteristics associated with the competence in emotional expression and control. So you can see right here, there are three characteristics that are associated with competence and in emotional expression and control. One of them is a balance of spontaneity and control, and constructive channeling versus repression, direct versus disguised expression. So we will discuss all these characteristics one by one. A balance of spontaneity and control. Now, with inadequate inner control, we may overreact emotionally, flying off the handle or bursting into tears in routine situation. Or with too rigid controls, we may be playing it too cool, avoiding involvements that might arouse strong emotions, cutting ourselves off from the warmth, emotional support, and sense of continuity that come from a deep friendship or love relationship. So, spontaneity and balanced expression of emotion give the sense of emotional involvement in the human enterprise that make the life exciting and meaningful. Constructive channeling versus repression. A habit of acknowledging one's feeling and channeling them constructively instead of denying and suppressing them is important. For example, boys. Boys are usually not approved of crying. So if a boy is not approved of crying or fearing and is so discouraged to do so, then he learns to feel ashamed and guilty for uh, experiencing certain emotion. So he may unconsciously resort to repression or emotional insulation as a mean of self-protection. So rather, it is necessary not to follow one's anger anytime and every time, but one can channelize one's anger in constructive way, in constructed work, such as pursuing a hectic life of work or doing physical exercises, meditation, and etc. Know about the direct versus disguised expression. Now, an avoidance of distorted and disguised expression is an important control. Emotions uh, that are denied direct expression often finds outlets in disguised ways. Now, anxiety and fear may be expressed through anxiety and fear may be expressed, though fatigue and psychosomatic disorders. Uh, so such outlets are not entirely adequate for reducing emotional tension, so direct expression of emotion are better. So this was all about management and control of emotion. If your concept is clear, you can like the video. If there was any point which was a bit confusing, you didn't understand it, you can ask us in the comment section and we'll be happy to help you out. Plus, if you're new to this channel, subscribe to our channel, click on the bell icon so you will never ever miss any notification. You can also share the link of this video, the link of our channel with your family members and friends, because sharing is caring. Until then, Allah Hafiz.